Another slow day. There's been a lot of talk about this Corbyn guy and the different political shakeup they've had over there in Great Britain. And I used to be interested in it. Like I used to like somewhat follow politics in Europe. I used to read The Guardian. I used to look at that stuff, and I guess it's kind of like I'm living in a burning house. We're all living in a burning house. I can't worry about if the house across town is a fire hazard when my neighborhood's burning down. My house is on fire and I'm stuck inside. Does it make sense? I can't bother myself with that. I can't sit here and concern myself with that when we're at war here and nothing's being done and nothing's going to change. I just been hearing different stuff. Everybody's talking about it. Jimmy Dore's other guy I could listen to. There's another guy, Majority Report, Sam Cedar. He's been really on that. Derek Backman's been really on that, and I get it that there's some similarities. There's a right-wing wave that's taking the world. I get it. I do. Trust me, I comprehend it 100%. But I have an inability to sit here and listen to some guy in France tell me about he's losing some of his. See, you know what it really is? You know what the yellow vest and all this about? You know, the French Europeans have lived such a high quality of life for so long. That's because they don't spend a shitload of money on wars and run around here shaking their fists at the world and threatening people and at war with 7 countries at one time. That's why. And I made videos about how these conservatives, they were like, well, they want to give all the money to gay people. And I'm like, I'm riding on these shitty ass roads. All these teachers are striking. We've got all these Medicare for all. Social Security is in jeopardy. But all conservatives talk about is gay people. They have an infatuation. It's in their head. It's an infatuation with homosexuality. I've never understood it. I got to tell you about Alex Jones done a video, 15-long video, on some guy that I guess thinks is a woman that runs around with all pink on in the GameStop, who basically had a confrontation, got mad because someone called him Mister. This guy did a 15-minute segment on a cross-dresser. And that's when I realized, like, this is it. They're no longer even pretending to be about news or any of that. This is it. This is the best they've got. This is the best the right wing's got. They've been working on endocrine disruptors in Europe. They've been discussing these different things that affect people. Basic living income. I think that's why I first heard about it was Europe. They've been talking about a lot of these issues. And here in America, we're just militarizing the police. I think they quadrupled the military budget. I think they said we spent $1 trillion just in Afghanistan alone. We got the Afghan war document came out showing they were lying to us for multiple administrations, and no one cares. People should be burning this motherfucker down. Your people died for no reason, in vain, and they lied to you about it. And we're just on. That's how you know we're an empire. That's it. That's how you know you're living in an empire. When it happens. When it's like, yeah, you know. That's what happens. It's sickness. It really is. It's really sick society I'm living in. That's why they don't talk about the yellow vests. You don't see them talk about the yellow vests and none of the pro because it'll catch on. The French and all that, like I said, they lived at a higher quality of life, which they could do because they're not dropping trillions in a war fought on the base of a lie. Now they're losing that. The pensions are in jeopardy. You know, I remember reading about. You know what's crazy? I remember hearing when I was a kid, conservatives making fun of them, making fun of the fact that they get so much vacation. I'm just like, that's why they don't want war, and that's why America's always at war. A lot of us have not gone overseas because we can't. We don't work, you know what I mean? A lot of folks don't get a full weekend. I haven't gotten a full weekend in a little while. We're working. We're striving to get on, to keep going. We're living under austerity. We've been living under austerity for a while, and wages have been stagnant for 40 years. Yes. But the French, the British, they're getting hit too. The NHS, facing all these cuts. They're protesting about that over there. People are dying because of it. I mean, I think it's tragic. But all they can talk about is Muhammad and Muslims and all of it. They can't talk about austerity. They can't talk about a 20-year-long war. Thousands dead. American troops. They can't talk about that. Let's not talk about that. No. This is the mind of the conservative. This is the mind of the conservative. It really is like blaming stuff on people. The blame game. Oh, the gay. You want to grab things gay people. That's what it is. You want to... It's like, dude, are you this fucking stupid to believe that? Are you like is that... And it's like I hear them talk about... I mentioned Celadon closed up and you had all these drivers out of work, and I mentioned that's capitalism. They told everybody but the drivers. Drivers stranded out here on the holidays. Kids probably, they think they're going home to their families, probably got plans. Nope. Now they're trying to find a new job. They're trying to find some way to pay their bills. And that's sad. And my heart goes out to them. But that's capitalism. When I learned that, see, it's one thing. See, originally, I thought the CEO had committed criminal acts. No! They told everybody but the drivers. Let me tell you something. Motherfucker, you fire me on the road, you gonna find that truck scrapped. You can tell the police I said that shit. You fire me on the road and see what happens. You strand me for nothing and see what happens. I don't play that bullshit. I don't sit here and have respect and play games with people who don't respect me and my family. That's something I learned. You cannot respect people who don't respect you. These corporations don't respect us. I did a video about it. I don't want to dwell on it. But just making the point that everybody knew but the drivers. This is your workforce. Like that brother said on Fox Business News. You keep doing this shit. You keep closing up factories. You're going to get a real socialist. You're going to get somebody that I'm going to say, man, wait a minute, this goes too far. But you know what? Remember what's happening now. Remember all these factory jobs closing up. Thousands of folks out of work. Remember these corporations like Celadon that strand drivers on the road. See, this stuff, it makes the discussion about class a lot easier. It does. Because capitalism isn't even really offering a fair system at this point. It's not. It's not. Everywhere you look. You don't believe me? Take a look outside. Pick up paper. You're watching late-stage capitalism falling in front of you. And you're watching it break every promise, I guess you could say, to the American people. Going back to it, I just think the French and the British are waking up to that. I think that in the past, you did kind of have it to where the rich and the royalty, there was a trickle-down effect. I'll say that. I think in the past, the British had that. Wasn't perfect, trickle-down effect. I think that's done. I think that's done. I think that's completely out of that's done. If not done, it's done in the near future. And so the vacations and all, the pensions, it's all right, buddy. And I want to feel bad for people, but I can't dwell on that. I haven't even really looked into it. I said it before. This is the year that everything comes out. You had all the white people that were putting their kids through college. Remember that? Breaking the law. And I remember about a black woman that went to jail. She got like a month or something. She went to jail because she was putting her kids in another district, which is illegal. But here you have white people putting their kids through college, bribing them. This is white supremacy. What is it? The woman got like a month in jail, 2 months in jail or something for nothing. She got nothing. She got a slap on the wrist. And I just thought about all the black folks out here who've been going to college who were very bright but had to drop out because somebody in their family got sick, or somebody in their family, they had to get a job or something. They had to drop, so they didn't graduate. I just thought about that. My whole life I've been taught this bullshit about going to college and capitalism. It's all lies. It's all lies. America's about access and privilege and who you know and what you know. It ain't about no bullshit ass law. They break the law however they see fit. Trump proves it to you. Law is about who got the money. That's it. That's what law is about. Who got the money and who knows who. What they say, one hand wash the other. Go off subject for a second. My whole life, I've heard police officers tell me, I've heard them say, if you don't like this, change the law. Change the law. I'm doing my job. And now we're doing that, and they hate that. My whole life I've heard, if you got nothing to hide, cooperate with the police. And I've watched Trump, and I've watched Epstein. I've watched all these rich white men who face justice, who face inquisition, investigation, excuse me. They don't do that. They don't cooperate with police. Well, they get them a lawyer. They know all the laws, because the law was made for rich white men. The law wasn't made for me. And when police say that, they're making you the low-hanging fruit, on the tree. That's what it is. That's making you the low-hanging fruit on the tree. I think it's tragic. I really do. To see that these corporatists have destroyed the world the way they have. I look back at Iceland after the bailouts. They didn't want to bail out the banks. And the U.S. government called them a terrorist nation. And I'm like, wait a minute. Iceland, founding member of NATO. How can they be racist? Doesn't matter. When these elite, these banks get ready to do their wars and shit, get in the way, you're going to prison. You know what gets me? I look at WikiLeaks and all the truth, and Snowden, all the truth they told. And now you get the Afghan war document proving that they lied to us. It's just like, I've got more respect for Snowden than I ever had. Like, I had respect for him back in 14, 13 and all that. But I'm 14. I've got more respect for him now than ever. That man, he stood by himself. And I fear that man is a man without a nation, a man without a state. Him and Assange, he wants to come back to America, get a fair trial. Snowden does. And that's white folks. I've said before that white men believe in the law. They do. They believe. I don't have no faith in no goddamn law. Period. This is a lawless nation. This is a lawless state. This is a law on poor and black people that get destroyed, and rich white men get away. That's the law I live under. That's the law. There is not fear. It's not meant to be fear. Trump has proven that. Trump has shown us that over and over and over again. The law is for people who are stupid and black and poor, who run out here and the police play little games and you feed into it, you go to jail. And then you run your mouth and then they lock you up behind this, that, and the other. That's what the law is. It is not justice. It is not fair. I'm not even going to spend any time talking about it. So the idea you've gotten away, why would you want to come back? We're still at war. Nothing's changed since 2014. We're just more arrogant. Why would you want to come back? Because white folks believe in the law. They believe in it. And at one time, I looked at that. I thought that was just so legitimate. And now it's just like, man, what are you thinking? I don't know. Peace out.